Yes, my friends. Unfortunately, today's news made me a little sad. Coach John Harbaugh will need to act quickly to find a solution. The game against the Steelers is approaching, and the Baltimore Ravens cannot afford to hesitate in this match. I believe we will win. We have a strong team to reach the Super Bowl. If you agree with me, press the like button hard. If possible, write something like this: "Go Ravens! Nothing will stop us." Despite the optimism, I confess that I was saddened by the news I received. In the last few hours, the Baltimore Ravens confirmed our wide receiver Zay Flowers is officially ruled out for the next game against the Steelers. Coach John Harbaugh made it clear: no mind games, no last-minute surprises. Flowers, who was dealing with an injury, is now fully focused on his rehabilitation. While fans were hoping for a miracle, this decision solidifies the team's strategy for the week, with everyone focusing on what's to come. It would be great to see him in this game, but if it's best for him to be rested, then so be it. Harbaugh emphasized that Flowers is committed to his rehab, hinting at a possible return in the near future, perhaps as early as next week. But what does this mean for the Ravens' offensive arsenal? Lamar Jackson, as Harbaugh pointed out, has a wealth of options. From the running game bolstered by Derrick Henry to a receiving core ready to step up, Jackson will distribute the ball as needed. The special teams also look stronger, with players like Steven Sims and the recently returned Deontay Hardy adding depth and versatility. The Ravens are not only equipped to handle the Steelers, but they appear well-positioned to deliver a decisive blow to their struggling rivals. With 4 straight wins under their belt, and Pittsburgh reeling from 4 straight losses, the timing couldn't be better for Baltimore to capitalize. Looking at the broader playoff implications, the narrative extends beyond this week's game. Harbaugh and the Ravens have a golden opportunity to not just solidify their dominance in the AFC North, but to potentially extinguish the Steelers' postseason hopes. Kyle Van Noy, a key player in the Ravens' defensive resurgence, has been a standout this season. His relentless pursuit of quarterbacks has fans speculating whether he might break the postseason sack record. With 2 sacks in the season opener and consistent performances throughout, Van Noy is a crucial component of Baltimore's defensive success. The Ravens' season has been defined by their adaptability and resilience. Players like Marlon Humphrey and Roquan Smith have taken on leadership roles, ensuring the defense operates at peak efficiency. Humphrey, in particular, has evolved into a cornerstone of the team's defensive strategy, often being the voice that motivates his teammates. On the offensive side, the acquisition of Derrick Henry has been a game changer. While his contributions during the regular season are notable, the true test lies ahead in the playoffs. Ravens fans are eager to see how the team leverages Henry's physicality to dominate in postseason matchups. Speaking of the playoffs, the road ahead for Baltimore is both challenging and promising. Fans are buzzing about the possibility of facing elite quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. While these matchups are often framed as quarterback duels, the reality is that they're battles between offensive efficiency and defensive discipline. The Ravens' secondary, bolstered by players like Kyle Hamilton, will play a pivotal role in these high-stakes games. Hamilton, entering the final year of his rookie contract, is already being hailed as one of the best safeties in the league. The team's priority should be securing his long-term future before his value skyrockets even further. As we approach the climax of the season, the Ravens find themselves uniquely positioned. Momentum is on their side, and with a win against the Steelers, they could set the tone for a deep playoff run. The team's balance of veteran leadership and emerging talent creates an environment ripe for success. Fans, however, remain cautiously optimistic, knowing that execution will be the ultimate determining factor. Now it's your turn, Ravens fans. What do you think about Zay Flowers' absence and the team's chances moving forward? Do you see Kyle Van Noy breaking the sack record? And what are your thoughts on the team's playoff trajectory? Share your opinions in the comments below. While the Ravens are gearing up for a crucial game, the narrative around this season feels larger than just the on-field performances. This team has embraced its identity as a resilient force, blending star power with team cohesion. As fans dissect what lies ahead, Derrick Henry's role looms large. Henry wasn't brought in for regular season milestones alone. He's here for moments like this, a potential postseason run where his punishing style of play could be the key to wearing down elite defenses. His ability to dominate in cold-weather games, coupled with the Ravens' offensive line, might be Baltimore's X factor as the playoffs approach.
But the offense isn't just about Henry. The chemistry between Lamar Jackson and his receivers has been a revelation. Zay Flowers may be out temporarily, but with players like Rashad Bateman and Mark Andrews, the passing game still poses a significant threat. Andrews, in particular, has remained a reliable target in high-pressure situations, and the emerging Isaiah likely provides a dynamic alternative. Baltimore's offensive versatility gives Jackson the tools he needs to excel, regardless of the situation. Defensively, the Ravens have built something special. Roquan Smith's leadership has anchored a unit that's capable of making game-changing plays. Marlon Humphrey's resurgence as a leader and Kyle Hamilton's breakout performances add layers to an already formidable defense. Hamilton's long-term future with the team remains a critical talking point, with fans and analysts urging the front office to secure his contract extension sooner rather than later. His value is undeniable, and locking him in could ensure sustained defensive dominance. Looking ahead, the road to the Super Bowl runs through some of the league's toughest competition. The idea of facing Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, or Buffalo and Josh Allen, may be daunting, but this Ravens team seems ready. Lamar Jackson's growth as a passer this season has silenced many critics, showcasing his ability to adapt to a more balanced offensive scheme. Yet, the national media continues to underappreciate his contributions. Despite ranking among the league leaders in passing yards and touchdowns while minimizing turnovers, Jackson's MVP candidacy is often overshadowed by less deserving narratives. Fans have noticed this disparity, fueling a collective chip on the Ravens' shoulder. It's a sentiment echoed within the locker room. This team isn't just playing for wins. They're playing to prove that their style of football can win championships. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and the rest of the squad are focused on one thing: getting it done in January and February. Special teams remain an underrated part of this equation. With Steven Sims and Deontay Hardy offering explosive potential in the return game, Baltimore has the ability to shift momentum in an instant. Combine that with Justin Tucker's legendary consistency, and the Ravens have an edge in close games that few teams can match. As we consider the stakes for this weekend's game, it's impossible to ignore the psychological aspect of playing the Steelers. Pittsburgh's 4-game losing streak puts them on the ropes, but a rivalry as storied as this one rarely lacks intensity. The Ravens have a chance to not only secure another win, but to officially knock their bitter rivals out of playoff contention. It's a poetic opportunity for a team that has had its own ups and downs in recent years. For Ravens fans, the question now becomes, what do you believe this team is capable of? Is this the year that Lamar Jackson cements his legacy with a deep playoff run and, potentially, a Super Bowl win? Does Derrick Henry have what it takes to carry the ground game through the most critical stretch of the season? And can Baltimore's defense continue its dominance against the league's best offenses? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. As the Ravens march toward the postseason, this weekend's game against the Steelers isn't just another divisional matchup, it's a statement game. With Pittsburgh faltering and Baltimore surging, the contrast between the two franchises is stark. This is an opportunity to not only solidify their dominance in the AFC North, but to send a clear message to the rest of the league. The Ravens are for real. Fans are looking for the team to bring the same energy and focus that has carried them through the last month, setting the tone for what could be a defining playoff run. The defense, meanwhile, has emerged as a cornerstone of Baltimore's success. Roquan Smith's impact cannot be overstated. His presence has elevated the entire unit, from the defensive line to the secondary. Marlon Humphrey's veteran savvy and Kyle Hamilton's versatility give the Ravens a defense capable of adapting to any opponent. But the key to their success lies in their ability to create turnovers. As we've seen in recent weeks, this defense thrives on making big plays when it matters most, and that's exactly what they'll need as the stakes get higher. Let's move forward. Go Ravens!